foam finger on top. Kudos on that.
You said earlier you don't have a favorite role, but do you have a favorite type of role that you like to play?
No, I don't. I don't. I enjoy, I mean, you know, I enjoy the physical aspects of doing action work. Anything where I get to drive a car really fast, that's fun. Like in Born Supremacy, we were shooting in the streets of Moscow. They trained me up to do a reverse 180 in a Mercedes G-Wagon, and then let me do it. I mean, this job is crazy. You pick up so many skills, deadly skills, that you could never use in real life. I mean, I've fired so many different kind of guns, from a Barrett 50 cal to an AK to, you know, all these skills that are completely redundant outside of my job, but deadly. Yeah, but no, I don't have a preference. I don't have a preference for genre or character or anything, and I just enjoy telling stories, and I enjoy, you know, collaborating with a cast and crew and kind of all working together to make something.
The lovely lady that's been holding up her hand for so long right there. Yeah.
No, not generally. I mean, yeah, sometimes, yeah, we can speak really fast and then I still say it. It's all right. No. I speak English. I learned it from a book.
The man in blue right there.
More Star Trek movies. I don't know, it's a great question, and I think, you know, it'd be great, and I'm sure the day will come where, you know, we'll have another Star Trek series on television. I watched, obviously, the original series and reruns, and then was a huge fan of Next Gen and Voyager, and that's kind of where I stopped. Purely because other things became of interest to me. Dirty minds. But yeah, it'd be great to see it on television again. I mean, I certainly don't think that, you know, the cast we have doing the movies is going to go and do a Star Trek TV series. But, you know, it's certainly, I think that, you know, if we continue to make these films and they continue to sort of evolve in popularity, then it's, you know, it's undoubtable that Paramount's going to go, hey, we should turn this into a TV show. And think that they've had an original idea.
Red glasses.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I would think that they would definitely deploy the asset called Dr. McCoy.
The man in the green shirt.
I enjoyed working with them all. They're all really, really wonderful, you know, generous people, and you know, I enjoyed. I guess, you know, working with Ernest Borgnine was pretty amazing. Hollywood icon, legend, and I'm going to tell you. Any kids here? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. So I'm sitting in my makeup chair, getting ready for work, and Ernie is sitting in the makeup chair, and the makeup artist is talking to him. She's like, oh God, you know, Ernest, you're amazing. I mean, you're like 92 years old, and you're still going, and you're still working, you're full of energy, you're vivacious. I mean, how do you do it? And he turned to her and goes, I masturbate twice a day. No shit. The look on her face.
The foam finger over there. I know there's two of them.
Any kids? Masticate is chewing. Lots of eating.
Go ahead, right there on the stick, the foam finger.
Any highlights? Well, yeah, I mean, I've got many, obviously. I mean, for me, just being a part of that was, was incredible. Watching an actor like Vigo work was amazing for me. The way that, just to see the way that he would approach a scene, that every single take, it would be different. He has such a command of his craft that he would offer the director the luxury of choice and keep the scenes fresh, and that was really amazing to watch. Likewise, watching the likes of Ian McKellen and Brad Dourif and, really, really incredible actors. Watching, Peter Jackson simultaneously direct 3 movies. Every single day he's got like 7 monitors in front of him. Not only is he directing, the unit that we're on, but he's receiving like satellite footage from other units in the vicinity. Sometimes you'd be on an adjacent soundstage, and you'd be working away, and an AED would come up to you with a walkie-talkie, and it would be the omnipresent Peter Jackson. And he'd be watching, and he'd say, oh, I like what you're doing. Try this or try that. Or other times you'd be working away, and you'd do a bunch of takes, and then you'd take a little clamshell video monitor through to his stage where he was working, and then so while you're waiting, you're watching Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen do a scene, and it's like, wow, it's pretty cool. Then you go over to Pete, and he's like, yeah, pretty cool, try this, try that, and it was amazing. I think one of the sort of more special times for me, I guess, was shooting that scene where Éomer and his riders surround Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. That was one of my favourite scenes. Almost didn't happen because they forgot to pick me up that day. So I had to do a mad drive to work. We're out in the middle of somewhere in the South Island. And that was a particularly special day. I just loved that. It was really really fluid, and I like the way that Peter shot it. He did a lot of handheld camera stuff, and he wanted to feel kind of like, not kind of like captured footage or put you right amongst it, like you were right there over the shoulders of some of those characters. And he's just such a super smart director and a lovely guy. And I remember one day we were about a week before we were scheduled to shoot that, I went up to him and said, look, we're shooting this big scene next week. I'd love to chat with you. And he said, sure, let's come back at the beginning of lunchtime, and we'll have a talk about it. And we're on this hill shooting another scene, and there's 1,000 crew members cast. So true to his word, we break for lunch, and I go over to him, we sit down, and the crew is packing away the set and stuff. And it literally is just Peter and I there for an hour, just discussing the scene, making slight amendments and talking about it. And I just remember just fond memories of his wit and his humour, and us joking about Éomer defiling the orcs and what that meant, and burning the bodies and all that stuff, and he loved that. And it was amazing. At the end of it, we looked up and discovered that we were the only 2 left on the side of this mountain, and everyone else had disappeared. And it was just so wonderful. It was just so available, and I can't wait to see the next instalment of The Hobbit. It's going to be terrific. So yeah, thank you.
Over here,
Random thoughts and memories.
right behind the blue-haired cosplayer. Thank you very much. That's a long-term fan. Thank you. I had a great time working with them. I'll tell you this funny story. So we're shooting this scene. I'm Caesar. I think it was an episode called Destiny. And she captures me. She's a pirate. And it was the scene where we're in her bedroom on this boat. And she has to do this kind of sexy kind of stalk across the bed at me. And I was so enamored with what I was seeing coming at me, I didn't want to blink. She got halfway off the bed, my eyes are getting wider and wider. I couldn't believe this. At that point, one of my contact lenses popped out. I'm still like doing this winking thing, just like, you alright there, mate? But yeah, I'm good, keep coming. But they're great,
you know, one of the, I guess, reasons, you know, why I was inspired to do this show with JJ, now called Almost Human, was my experience of working with Lucy, and just to see how she, you know, really handled herself with such a degree of integrity and professionalism through the run of that show. And I learned a lot from her, and the things that I learned from her back then, I'm using today. And you know, I think I will be forever grateful to her and to Rob Tappert and everyone involved in that show.
Last couple of questions. The guy with the rolled up white sleeves.
Dread. That Damon can't take care of himself, I'm sure he can. Dread's just a machine.
Awesome. Any fun?
Firstly, I agree with you. Secondly, why not? Yes, you can. At the next convention that I come to, I go, yeah,
Since that was a request for a hug, well, I added one other question. Purple, right over there.
Viggo Mortensen. Yeah, without a doubt, Viggo. Just, I mean, I can't tell you enough about this man. Has such integrity, such altruism. He is, out of everybody I've known in my life, the only person genuinely, with all his heart, puts other people first. And, you know, he's been in situations where, you know, people have literally offered him millions of dollars to turn his back on his friends, and he's told them to shove it. That's the type of guy he is. And he's really incredible. Really, he's one of a kind. And not only for who he is as a person spiritually and just his whole sort of way that he operates in life, but I also, you know, I love his art, his photography, and he's an amazing actor and an amazing dad, and just a huge inspiration for me. And if I'm ever in a situation where I'm not sure of, you know, how to handle it, you know, I would often think of him and think, well, what would he do? How would he handle this? And then I usually come up with, you know, the right way. Failing out, I just fight my way out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that way.
Carl, just gotta say, my bro crush has grown for you after like moderating.
Wow, new toys.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, this fall you can catch Almost Human here in the States on Fox or on Global. Everyone give a hand for KARL Urban. Once again,
Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just remember, space is full of disease and danger, and darkness and... Correct.